What makes the mental matrix and the balance pull into the body is when you hit the edge of the balance, there's a magnetism in the body which pulls you back into center. So if I'm about to lose balance, what do? I recover. I pull myself back into center. And this pulling is the increase of the magnetic fluid in the matrices. So I want you to be able to feel that so that you can more easily affect it. And the exercise for this, you take a neutral stance for me. We pull our partner onto the front of the toes. And as soon as it starts to engage, if he keeps going any further, he's going to fall over. And then I go to the edge of that and all the way around the edge. And I just guide my partner around their balance, around the edges. And there's this unconscious thing that your partner will do where they'll pull themselves back in. You can feel the body going, oh, I want to go back to center, I want to go back to center. And I want you to feel that pull. And right as you start getting back, the guy's, no, I want to get back. And you feel the magnetic pull inside the body. And that's what keeps a person in center. That's what keeps their balance, their mind in their body, is that magnetic pull. And it's there all the time. That's what keeps us balanced. Now, what I'm doing is familiarizing myself with his base, his feet, and that mental space. This is the edge of his mental body. Now, once I've gone a few rotations, and my mind is now, okay, there's this area around him that his balance can function within. As soon as I take his balance outside of that area, he loses balance. Now, he's not trying to fight me, but the magnetic quality that normally pulls him in, that's what I'm relaxing out. I'm going directly to what pulls a person back into center. I'm putting sung there, I'm putting relaxation there. So the exercise is very, very, very simple. Circle around the edge of the balance, find the edges where the person starts to pull back into center, get your mind relating to that space, to those edges, and then after 3-4 rounds, touch. And all I do is just relax all those edges out and make it bigger. And in this situation, his balance, center of balance was slightly to back of the central axis, so he went that way. If he was leaning forward, he would have gone this way. If he was leaning to one side, he would have gone to the side. So as you neutralize that matrix that you feel by the person pulling back into center by moving them around, you just open up the mental body and relax out around that area you've just become familiar with. So let's say he's in a push hands position. You take a martial stance, and we do the same thing. I go to there, 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 and this is where he has his balance. And each position I put him in, that's the edge, that's the edge, that's the edge, and so forth. As I do this, you notice that his body's going clunk, clunk, clunk. It's like he's got a strong spot and all of a sudden there's a weak spot and he has to change his alignment to his body to keep his balance. So wherever there's a clunk, you can just release. You can circle around there and release and go around his center of balance. Anytime there's a muscle change like that, you can just release and scan around his balance. Now, the interesting thing's going to happen, you do this to your partner for 20 minutes and the clunk disappears. That where the muscle change and goes a sudden change, it'll just smooth out and the fascia will take the load instead of the muscle. So even though you're learning how to find gaps in the line for push hands, you're fixing the way his body transitions from one corner to another corner. So when your partner's going through this circle and finding all the balance points, instead of the muscles going on, off, the fascia is like a set of springs just floating the balance. And the more you do it to your partner, the more difficult it's going to get. You're generating an immunity to him getting his balance taken away. So you're getting a multiple of skills happening. 1, you're feeling the periphery of his balance. 2, you're feeling the magnetic pull that pulls him back into balance, which you can neutralize and affect. 3, you're feeling the gaps where you go, oh, the muscles switch from one muscle to another so it doesn't fall over. More obvious in a back stance than a neutral stance. You're learning how to release inside the gap to take his balance away. By doing that, he unconsciously is rebalancing. His body resets itself by you releasing those muscles and taking advantage of the gap. the gap disappears. So you keep going through this, and then you go through your push hands exercises. Whatever the push hands exercise is, touch the gap. Oh, there's a gap in the line, and release and float your partner until you can't. And his push hand skills get better. It elevates by getting rid of all these gaps in the line. Now, most of the gaps in the line are caused by muscles switching from one support structure to another. And once you release it, the fascia is constantly acting as springs and the muscles aren't as needed anymore. They balance out. And so your partner's getting a huge benefit and you're getting a huge benefit from this exercise. Do it first in the neutral position, so you get the basic idea, and then back stance position. And when you take your partner through the edges, wherever there's a muscle shift, where there's a clunk, stop and just go backwards and forwards and relax and release, and that clunk will disappear pretty quickly. It only takes 20 minutes and the person's body's different. And then he just has to set that into how he does push hands, that he's nice and smooth in all these shapes as he's moving, and the muscles aren't hopping up and down. Okay, everyone understand?